Hello, hello, everybody. Hope you are doing well. We are live. We got with me Michael and PJ. How you guys doing, mates?
Excellent, excellent. Always love the topic of giants. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We moved it specifically today
Hello.
because Better Than Gold's supposed to come on tonight. Um, I think he's only going to come at 9 o'clock though. Unfortunately, we can only go on till 11 because the power's going to go off again. So yeah. Hi, Owen. Good to see you, Cosmic Surfer.
Mhm.
Thank you for coming. It's good to see you all. So, how was your day?
Not too bad. Not really done out.
I've
Just
just
normal.
Hanging
I've just
around.
travelled again today. I've just been travelling. I've been in two buses to get to the missus again. So yeah, just travelling.
It's quite a way to go though.
No, it's only about 20 odd mile, but to get it's quite a small town. So to get here, the bus route's pretty bad. So you have to get like two buses with an hour between half an hour and an hour wait in between. So it takes like 3 hours to go 20 odd mile.
It's like nothing, yeah. Not sure.
Crazy.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Owen says, "Did you see me on what? Did you see me on Jim Bob yesterday?" And I'm
No.
sorry. What was it about? Our far ancestors were all giants compared to us. Quite a lot of them. The lineage, yep. Uh, so while we're waiting for Better Than Gold to come, oh, there we go. Yeah. Hey,
No,
how's it going? Better Than Gold.
Hey, Flatso, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Let me make sure my
I,
echo is canceled.
I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if you got my email or not.
I got it. Actually, I saw the notification on YouTube, and I was like, "Hey, wait a minute, he's going live right now." And then I
No, I
seen
had
the email.
I know. It caught me out as well. I weren't quite ready.
hey, I must admit I was caught out as well.
That's
yeah,
funny.
because I was thinking it's better to start a bit earlier, half an hour, because 2 hours is not going to be enough because the power is going off at 11.
Oh wow, you got to tell
Yeah.
me more about that. That was. I mean, I was thinking about that, and the youth and the children out here in the United States would freak if they had some kind of limit on the power.
Yeah.
Well, we had problems
you
with the
know,
power the whole day. So my wife and them has been without power for like 9 hours straight today. But at
Wow.
least they
that's
generated, so
crazy.
that helped.
I couldn't imagine that happening
I've,
over
I've
here. I
always
mean,
wondered, like,
Sorry?
well, I was just going to say, I don't know how you keep like your food from perishing and stuff.
We buy weekly. It helps.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'll help. Yeah. Mhm.
And then usually buy non-perishables and stuff. Especially today's age, you're supposed to have non-perishables. If you don't, you have problems.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So Better Than Gold. You say you want to present something,
No.
or you just here to chat a bit. Well, Michael actually sent some links and stuff, which is really interesting. So
Cool.
maybe
Yeah, I'm
let's
just here to hang out.
awesome. Yeah, I'm happy glad you could make it. It's good to actually have you on a bit.
Somebody else to talk as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Excellent.
And then PJ, I had to make you a little logo thing for the thumbnail. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did notice. I did notice. What?
Thank
It
you,
looks pretty cool.
I don't like in 2 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Cosmic Guru. This one deserves to be shown. Talking about giants, I am the Guinness Book of Records as Britain's tallest midget. That's a good one. Hey,
That's
Chuck,
funny.
good to see you, mate. Glad you could make it. Yeah, he's always driving. Oh, how's that video from Level of Observer with the scuba divers?
Oh, yeah.
Scuba
I've
divers
seen
in
some
space.
old stuff before where you can see yellow scuba diving tanks.
Yeah,
Actually, haven't been able to see that one yet.
This is why the guy's spacesuit filled with water in it, like so it was in a swimming pool.
yeah, because that's the thing. It was definitely in the buoyancy, but it shows you they made that that ISS in the bottom of the swimming pool, airtight. So how do you know that's not where they're just filming their stuff? Because they do have different replicas and stuff all over. And I mean, to the T, the replicas. You wouldn't need so much replicas if it wasn't for studio work. Anyway, paganism versus Christianity. I'll definitely want to check that out sometime. I'm just going to stick it here for later on. Made by Jim. I'm not even subscribed to Jimbo, by the way. I just did. Okay. So I downloaded a video that Michael sent me. It's from Flat Out Truth. Always does some...
Which one is it? I've sent you loads.
The Real Angels and Wheels of Ezekiel.
No, yeah, I sent you that because Sleep Radar was saying stuff about what angels look like last night in chat.
Yeah. So I think it'll be cool to see what... okay, let's see. I'll have to present it this way. Share screen. Window. Okay, let's do this. You guys can see my screen, obviously. I hope so. Okay. So I'm going to play a bit, and then we can give comments on it and everything, and we see how it goes.
Just before you start it, though, before you start it, it's not about giants, this video.
Yeah, no, this is about the angels there. I just thought we'll start off with it quickly. If it's going to show, but it doesn't seem to show. It's showing my screen. Not the...
Yeah, we got mirror image of mirror image. the never-ending mirror.
Because it doesn't want me to actually show the video. Hey, Missing Research, good to see you. Thank you for coming. No, it doesn't want to share it. That sucks. Okay, then I want to open a different... which link can I open? Let's do the archaeological, the giant sphere heads. This is interesting. Okay, let me share that screen. Sorry, guys. This is like very professional, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very off the cuff.
Missing researchers. I'm surprised so few people could fathom that giants were real. I'm under the belief the Earth is possibly a ball. Learning that the Earth may be flat, but giants come on. There is so much evidence. Yep. The thing is with giants, they don't want giants to be real because they rather need evolution to be real.
I don't. Is he being sarky with that comment? Is he say? I don't understand what he's saying, to be honest.
No, he's honest.
I honestly believe that everyone was aware of giants. I didn't think it was so, ridiculous to fathom or, just so far out there. I thought it was very possible. And then you see the bones and pictures. I mean, come on, like, it's not like you're looking at a ball. You're looking at actual, photographs.
Exactly.
But thing is as well, there's so many structures that could only be made by giants, because I like to think that people built these things with sticks and ropes and pulleys and stuff like that. It's ludicrous.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, half the stuff that was half the stuff that was built out there, probably today's technology wouldn't be able to bloom and lift it,
Yeah, but there's a lot of things that they do say today that they don't understand how they did it. Even today, structured.
Yeah, they believe all the nonsense that they see through the James Webb Telescope and everything else that they see through the screen, but they're not going to believe that there's giants for real.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd go as far as there's more evidence for giants than there is for little green men.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely. Are you guys ready?
Without a doubt.
Archaeological evidence for giants in the Bible.
This
sounds interesting. From Expedition Bible.
Welcome to Expedition Bible. I'm Joel Kramer. Today I want to cover a very interesting subject. The Bible talks about giants and the descendants of giants having lived in the biblical land in ancient times. And so, is there anything that's been found in the archaeological record that provides evidence for these historical giants?
I would say yes, definitely. I mean, Genesis alone gives quite a good interpretation of why they were giants. I mean, I also believe, yeah, Adam was probably one of the first giants, because I mean, he was created in God's image, and angels and things are giants. So obviously, maybe with the fall of man, that's
Yeah,
when everything went down.
I certainly think it's fathomable that Adam and Eve were definitely a lot taller than us.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, before you get going, Flatzoid, I was actually considering something today. I was driving and I was thinking about this movie. My wife was watching it the other night, and I watched the ending. It's called Old, and it's by M. Night Shyamalan. And the cast, or I guess the characters,
Brilliant.
they end up on this island.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're stranded there, and for whatever reason, their age is progressing extremely rapidly. I think it's like every 3 minutes, 15 years, something like that. I forgot, or 3 days every 15. I don't know. I can't remember it. But here's what I'm saying is that they figured out that there's a magnetism is different in that area, and this is all sci-fi, but it might be true. There's magnetism stronger in that area, which causes the cells to age and progress rapidly. So I was just thinking about that when I was driving. So I was like, so what causes the organic body to age? What causes us to die at a more rapid rate, at a younger rate? Because we know God said that man should only live 120 years now going forward. He said that in the Bible. Back then, like we were just talking about, not only were they giants, they lived almost 1,000 years. So how and why, what causes it? And I was just thinking about it. Maybe it does have something to do, and maybe they did figure it out.
Very interesting. Is it actually a good movie? Because I did see the preview. I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, it is a good.
Check it out.
It is a good film. It is a good film. I liked it.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting theory if you think about it. It could be. How do you know the magnetic doesn't play a role in increasing entropy? Very interesting. I just want to say hi to everybody else that just came in. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. It's good to see you.
In this video, we're going to look at a discovery that was made in Israel of a horde of giant metal weapons. This huge spearhead that is 66 centimeters long was found right here where I'm standing.
Yeah, how do you find things like a 66 centimeters long spear? Think about the size of the person that had to wield that. I mean, you don't get normal ordinary people that can use a 66 centimeter spear. I mean, the weight alone is going to make it very unstable. And I really highly doubted that nature created it. It didn't evolve.
I suppose people could argue they were made for decorative purposes, but it begs question why people back then were wasting their time making decorative spears when they were needing to make spears for hunting and stuff.
Well, that's it.
Well, in the Bible, it talks about the size of Goliath, the giant from, the heathen countries. I forgot exactly where he's from. I think it's Persia. But anyway, he has this huge giant spear, and it actually likens it and describes its size to real world. I think it's like farming tools. I'll try to look for it while you're playing this.
Yeah, very cool if you can find it. I just think someone just showed us. We must look at a channel called Mud Fossils as well.
You've seen what's it called now? You've seen Ron Wyatt video where they supposedly found Ark. Well, in with Ark as well, there were a giant sword, and it's speculated that was Goliath's sword.
That's not just that. That's where they were.
If you just search for it on YouTube, you'll probably find it.
I found it.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want, you can look it up. because the King James does have the old school, like 6 cubits and 5,000 shekels. The way it describes its weight and length and measurements. So if you want to use a different version, that's cool. But it'll be found in 1 Samuel chapter 17, and verses 1 through 17 is like the detailed, but the one I was talking about would be verse 4, 5, 6, and 7, I believe, where it talks about his spear and First
cool.
Samuel 17:7. It says, "And the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam, and his spear had weighed 600 shekels of iron, and one bearing a shield went before him." So yeah, that describes it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Jeff Gassett just says they used to count years by the moon. Yeah, that's why it was 13 months. That's why they lived so long, maybe. No, it actually means they lived even longer then, because a year is now 12 months, where a moon calendar used to be 13 months in a year.
Yeah, I think Methuselah lived longest, and I think he was just shy of 1,000 years.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, I think it was 996 or something, 996, something like that.
Imagine living 1,000 years. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like you get stuck with someone that irritates you for 1,000 years long.
Imagine having a dog that long too. I got to clean the poop every day. I'm just kidding.
Well, I knew someone that had a turtle. And,
it's like it might.
The turtle was brought up from, the turtle was brought up by their grandfather, and by the time they in their 60s, the turtle's still around. It's crazy.
But like when you read and it's telling you how long people lived in Bible, and they'll be like 60, 70, sometimes 100 years old before they even have the first child.
Okay. Jeff,
but imagine.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, imagine how many like offspring and grandkids and great grandkids, and you get over like 1,000 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Jeff Gassett says a year was a month. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I'm going to actually look into it then, Jeff, because that's actually quite interesting. Okay, guys, ready to go on? Okay.
So in this aerial footage, you see in the background the Mediterranean Sea, you see the town of Kfar Monash, and then you see the agricultural field where in 1962, this horde of giant metal weapons was discovered.
And we don't see Earth curve, just to let you know.
I think it's the same thing.
It's literally still going up. It's not going down. So it's actually quite a cool shot.
I'm like that now when I watch films and that, and I'll be like, look at that flat horizon.
Hey, Space Miner, good to see you. Oh, man.
Okay, I am in the field near the Moshav Kfar Monash, and right here is where the report that came out in 1963 says that the horde of metal objects, including tools and weapons, and including these 4 massive spearheads, according to that report, they give a map there, and this is the exact location of where that horde was found.
Wow.
All the way back in 1962. A local farmer was expanding his field. He was plowing new ground and exposed all these metal objects.
Imagine finding this in your backyard. I mean, this alone just tells you it's much more than what they're saying. It makes you think, why do they hide giants in museums? And so they don't want museums to show giants and everything, but they'll be more than happy to show dinosaur fossils and evolution links and whatever, but they won't show giants. But there's so much evidence for giants. 1,000 months is 83 years. Yeah? Michael? Want to say
Say
something?
again?
You were trying to say something?
No.
Okay, guess not.
You just said
Cutting out.
Scholars debate about when these four spearheads date to. You'll see dates for them anywhere from about 4,300 years ago to 5,000 years ago or even older. Several of the tools and weapons from this discovery are currently on display in the Israel Museum. So I'm here in the Israel Museum, and just up here is the hoard of tools and weapons made of copper that were found at Monash. And here we
I mean, look at that. I mean, that's quite a hectic. PJ, there we go. That's quite a hectic size spearhead. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for a normal, ordinary, small person just to use that. I mean, that's more or less what you would see on a normal person, or even that. But that's quite a. I mean, 66 centimeters is quite hectic.
Yeah, that's going to work again.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, can you hear good?
All right, cool. It's because I dropped out. Cool.
We have the most impressive part of this collection, which are these four giant.
Owen says could be a Bastilla bolt tip. Yeah, but I think the Bastilla had a 4-edged tip though. So it was like tipped like this, and it was in, so it was strong. This is literally just flat-headed, so it wouldn't really work for the ballista. Yeah, ballista, Owen.
Spearheads, the largest one there upside down. This is the largest spearhead ever found in the land of the Bible. Of course, it's back behind me in the display. So
I know, Owen. Ballista. I keep saying not Bastilla. It was a mispronunciation. Sorry, Owen.
So it doesn't look so impressive. So what I'll do is I'll cut the size of it out of cardboard just to give you an understanding of how huge it actually is. In 1963, after the study of this hoard of weapons that were found in Monash, the official journal article came out describing this. And so in this journal article, they give the drawings of the four spearheads that were found, and then they give their dimensions. So what I did is I just took those dimensions and a piece of cardboard and cut out those dimensions, because when they're back in a case and back behind me when I'm talking in the Israel Museum, they look very small.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to pause now and then to give commentary. We don't want to get copyright strikes and stuff. Triple X, giant books, piano doors, why? I want to know why there's so much giant doors. Actually, we can actually look that up.
Yeah, those giant doors don't make sense.
Agreed.
Share it quickly. Stop sharing here. Let's add present. Yeah, because I mean, why would they have giant doors and stuff? I mean, look at the size of that thing. You think they're going to go through so much trouble to build stuff like that? I mean, look,
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, if that's not huge, then it's extravagant.
Yeah, but think about it. It takes, especially in those times when they want to defend and stuff, it's going to take them much more time and effort to get all the materials, much more heavier to get it up, and still make it look so good. That's why I said there's definitely giants in that time that were helping construct these things.
Got to have been. Got to have been.
I mean, look at that. I mean, that's like insane.
But that is oh, wow.
Wow. Look at it.
I mean, we go on about perspective all the time. It's hard to figure that one out, isn't it? It's crazy just how big it is.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
why-
look at the yeah.
I'll say, hey, look at the rocket right there.
Yeah, you see, but that's built large for a reason, to make the rocket fit through. So you would say, okay, these are built large for a reason so that person can fit through.
hmm And you know, while we're looking at that, you see a lot of this stuff where the Bible talks about how God smote the mountains and they melted, or things like that. And you know, we've all come across this where Tartaria or teachings of it, and you see it, and I haven't gone deep into it, but you can clearly see architecture. You can clearly see the earth melted. So to me, that's proof. Yeah, God touched the earth and it melted.
Definitely. I mean, look at the remnants of Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, you can literally see. That's why the people they say, "Oh, but it never existed." But there's so much evidence that showed what the Bible was literally saying is true events, but people still somehow just choose to ignore it.
We were also we had on the TV yesterday one of those Endgame. What is it? It was one of those movies. I know Thor and Spider-Man, all these characters were in it, right? I think it was Endgame. And I'm also thinking about this and how these comics and these movies are so intricate and they have so much detail, and then they all intertwine, and all the characters eventually, like, okay, like one of the characters, he had a red face and a stone on his forehead, and the stone was one of the Infinity Stones that Thanos needed. And I'm bringing this up because these are two separate characters, right? But yet it's all coming together in this one big plot, and I'm starting to think, like, how did they come up with this? There's no way. I said, there's no way that someone's just like, okay, so I'm writing this, with a bunch of other writers. What I really think they're doing is telling the accounts of what happened between the angels, of what happened. There's some kind of, heavenly battle that happened, and look at the earth. There's clear signs that they have been here. The architecture, our language. I was telling my daughter, I said, well, you know what language is? You know what speech is? And she said, what? And I said, it's really just audio waves. It's just waves coming out of us. And for somehow we say the correct, exact, pronunciation and grammar for it to come into language and for us to understand it and get it and teach. It's like, there's no way we came up with that, man. We learned that from the angels.
No, it's just by coincidence.
Yeah.
Evolution.
These things certainly seem to be inspired by something, don't they? Something bigger, without a doubt.
100%, absolutely. And by the way, nice to meet both of you formally. I know last time I came on here, I hopped on really quick. I think it was Thanksgiving or something. But PJ, nice to meet you, friend. Keith,
And you, man.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you both, guys. Thank you for having me.
No, it's awesome to have you on, mate.
You
Definitely come on more often if you want.
Thank you.
I mean, looking at these, is it showing that now? I hope so. I clicked on the link. Does it open the link or doesn't it?
He's not lifting with his knees. He's going to hurt himself.
I got it. Do I have to present every time I do that? Present, show screen. Yeah, I must do it like that every time. Okay. Anyway.
Flat said, Michael says, let him in.
Let me in. Hi, Michael.
Finally.
But I mean, look at this stuff. I mean, what would an ordinary person of normal size like us want to do by building something like that? Why would you need to construct something like that? It just makes more sense that you had giants.
I mean, that
construct.
And it's so squared.
that's a 3-bedroom house, that brick. It's like a 3-bedroom house on its own, isn't it? It's crazy.
Hey, Michael, you were outside just like Peter was, just knocking on the door, and we're all hanging out inside here.
I was knocking and nobody were answering.
Likewise, too, Michael. Nice to formally meet you. Finally, it's good to be here. I'm glad.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, pleasure to meet you, mate.
What is it? Is there anything you guys want to actually go look through on giants?
Yeah, just while we're looking at buildings and stuff, I think they're called something like Ellora temples in India. They're like carved out of mountains.
Oh yeah, we just saw something similar to that now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's Ellora or Allora. I'm not sure which.
You know what? While you're doing that, I'll just
Basically, they're a massive complex of temples carved inside a mountain, but there's no like rock pile or all rock that they've carved away. There's no like spoil.
They have these interesting shaped boulders.
They reckon that
Go ahead, Michael. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, they reckon that they've done it over 1,000 years with just men with chisels, like, but I can't see how. That's one of the pictures here, like, I just come past it.
Look at that one.
Go up, move up.
And if they were doing this back then, why don't we see people doing this now, like you just said?
See, third, whoa, stop. That one.
That one.
I think that's one. I think that's one of them, yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's all carved in at a mountain, like.
Let's try and present. I've got to find another way to present much easier. Okay.
There are some videos on it on YouTube. Right?
Yeah, wow. Out of a mountain.
Yeah. And there's no spoil heap to be found anywhere, you know, from what's been excavated.
Look at how perfect it is. Imagine one screw up, but there isn't.
Yeah.
It's all perfect. And not only is it perfect in its, its dimensions, it's also, square to the object next to it, around it. That's impossible for us to do that.
But really, like that they've done it with Amazon chisels. It just don't. It's not logically possible.
But think about it. What do you think this shrine actually means, though? I mean, it's kind of like
it looks a bit like a Buddha type thing.
Yeah.
Fallen angels were worshipped as gods, weren't they?
I was thinking the exact same thing. It's gonna be one of the fallen that they're being worshipped. This one just like to wear a pointy hat.
This reminds me of the Ark.
The flat Earth.
So like they're protecting the Ark over flat Earth. Yeah, check that.
A friend of mine the other day, he sent me a picture of he found a clue, an Easter egg on a beer box. It was Coors and the mountains. He says, "Look at the mountains. It's the North Pole, the center of the flat Earth, and a dome over it." And I said, "That's really interesting. It's like that magnetic mountain." I was like, "Yeah, man. There's clues everywhere."
Yeah, that's also true, Space Miner. Pre-flood, we had higher CO2 concentration. Probably could have supported larger giants than today. That I do agree with.
Giant trees. We have here where I live, out here in Aerospace Valley. You can clearly see tree stumps. You can see, even in San Fernando Valley, it's near LA. They have this thing called Stony Peak. It's a tree stump. Rocks don't grow like that. There's just perfect lines inside of it, and all through it, it's basically bark is what you're looking at.
Well, do you know if you look at the continent that they tell us, Antarctica, if you look at that shape, that looks like a tree stump.
Yeah, good point.
Antarctica.
Yeah, if you look at shape at Antarctica, it looks like a tree stump.
Yeah, according to the globe, yeah. The globes, how they see it
Well,
as a
yeah, they present it as a continent, like, but what if that's still there as well? You know?
Or what if that's what the center actually looks like, and they just put it at the bottom and said, "Here, you know, a big fat clue."
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
know
don't get too
Bible
far
talks
into the maps.
Bible talks of a big giant tree, doesn't it, that reaches all the way up to heaven, and
Yeah,
its branches go from one side of
Mhm.
earth to the other. And then
that's right.
I think one of the early watchers comes down and chops it down.
That's right. I think it's in Daniel.
Yeah.
Let's see.
giant armors in history. I wonder if you would actually find some nice big giant armor these days. That was preserved kind of thing. This is like a normal child.
Those
else
things
can we-
too. What are those for? You know, there's no way that someone's going to wear that into battle. Hey, he forgot to cover his crotch too. What?
You'd be surprised in the they don't actually show it here, but they had almost like ball boxes. You know, it comes when you play cricket, but it was in the shape of a penis.
Okay.
Yeah, those days.
Well, it's probably there. They just don't have it on display.
Yeah, they don't really show it.
That's funny.
What's the name of it? In's armor book cover, I think. Wow. Show me a cap. Okay. Or what should I call it? Rather, what cover? Cover. Okay. There we go. Exactly what they had sometimes.
Okay.
Literally, it's like the one with the largest one wins.
There you go.
Isn't it called the cod? It's called the cod. It's called the cod piece, isn't it?
But they even made it pretty.
Isn't it called the cod
The
piece?
cod piece. Yeah.
Cod piece.
Cod piece. There we go, cod piece.
I think it's called the cod piece. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Dan Studio, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Charlie Girl. Yeah, facial Daniel. The tree grew and became strong. Its height reached to the heavens, and
Yeah.
it could be seen to the ends of all the earth.
That's right. It's also in Ezekiel 31. It says, therefore, height was exalted above
So
all.
how big?
Go ahead.
Yeah, how big would Stump Biff for that?
This is what you guys are saying. Things like this.
Yeah,
It's one of them.
but I don't think that's big enough to be that tree that goes all the way to heaven.
Same.
Could be
That's
wrong,
not
but-
it.
No, it's still a fair size, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But you see that like that pattern on that Devil's Rock. You know, like look like fibers. There's a dead tree on park near me, and wood's starting to go like that on that Devil's Tower. So I've no doubt in my mind that was a tree. No doubt.
Absolutely.
Missing researchers. Fletcher, are you aware of our local guy, Michael Tellinger? No idea who he is. Sorry, mate. He talks of giants and has our local giant footprint and stone circles and that. Really? Michael Tellinger. I'm going to look him up quickly. That's very interesting. Yeah, it's in with the trees and stuff. It's still quite a I can put it something I still really have to look into. I haven't really looked into it, but I have been seeing a lot of people pushing giant trees and stuff lately.
Well, they
I'm
spoke
always-
about in
always
scripture,
looking
you
at
know what I mean?
Oh, there we go. There's that foot.
So what's that story called? That American tale? Is it Ted Bunyan or something? Or big giant woodcutter?
Ted Bunyan.
Yeah, I'm asking Gold. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at pictures. I'm all spacing out. What happened?
Isn't it like an American tale? Ted Bunyan or something like that is like a big giant woodcutter bloke.
That's right. That's right. We learned that as a child, as children in grade school about what's his name? I don't know. He has a blue ox. He has a huge axe, and he's over there.
Ted Bunyan, I think.
Ted Bunyan. There
Bunyan.
you go. Yeah. There we go. That's right. And he was the lumberjack. He's a lumberjack.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not only did he have these huge animal and axe, he also had this huge frying pan and other things like that. But they tell us that it's mystical, and then they slip in the Bible on that shelf too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
This is the one he was talking about. So-called giant's footprint.
I've seen that footprint.
It's big. Yo. And I think I read it here. If I'm correct in my assessment that the footprint occurs in genuine granite, and I'm 100% certain that this is the case, then there is no conceivable possibility that it really is the footprint of a giant or any other living creature. So what is the footprint? As I already related, my first impression was that it is nothing more than a natural erosional feature. What?
It's got toes in it.
Yeah, shaped exactly like a foot.
Natural erosion.
Well, imagine this scenario. Do you know when flood started and all Earth broke up, and there must have been tremendous heat and that? And what if rocks were melting and giants were running through it and stuff? Trying to survive flood.
Yeah, that looks like meltage.
Definitely. I'm going to go to his videos. Let's see if we can bring it up. StreamYard.
Not only were they giants, they also had long necks too. You see that in Egypt, like the Anakins. I think they're here in the Bible.
Isn't the one that tribes in Bible that they have to go and kill and they look like lions or something? Like some kind of cat type features.
Interesting. Yeah, it talks about in Jasher how men corrupted all animals and men and crossed bred species. I think that was in Jasher 4, 5. But if you guys ever get a chance, read Jasher 4. It talks about Enoch. It goes all through it, and it talks about what a godly man he was and the reason why he was taken up.
Yep.
Even Noah too. God actually removed all the people who were righteous. He gave them, he didn't let them taste death. So they all died, I guess, in that kind of sense. They didn't taste the death, the wrath is what I meant. It's like a picture of the the coming rapture of dispensation, the grace period. It's pretty cool illustration.
On a smaller scale. Yeah, just on a smaller scale. Yeah.
Goliath's footprint. Evidence of giants in ancient South Africa. Wow. Filmed on location near South Africa and Swaziland border with Michael Tellinger and Hugh Newman. So it's close to where I am, guys.
Get digging that back garden up, there might be some giant spearheads.
Yeah, see, this is how it looks practically like me in the bush. Let's see what he has to say.
So we're just climbing the rock face here to go and see the giant footprint. We made it. It's pretty big apparently. So let's get up there and take a closer look.
Well, we've just
There's
a few minutes with sunset about to happen. All out of breath because we come up this steep climb. And there it is. There's Brian showing you the toes.
Look at that.
And it's about 4 feet. And spectacular. What I find, this is a cruciform granite.
Looks bigger there than it did in that
look at the
photograph.
It does. It shows you how the force perspective is of that photo. It made it look smaller.
Yeah.
That is a humanoid hoof without a doubt.
But I mean, before that that article that we went through, the guy was trying to say that it is only natural erosion. So he was trying to discredit it. Obviously, it's going to make the foot look small as well. So that's weird.
Hang, but the toes seem to have pulled up because it certainly is not consistent with the rest of it. And strange, but I want to point out to you the different granites. This kind of granite here in this outcrop, there's stuff around the corner that looks like poured concrete, and then the granite at the bottom of the mountain.
Jeff Gass said, "My left foot."
You can.
Do you have
You can-
ships for feet, Jeff?
I was gonna say you can tell that the toes actually sunk in, like when they dip into like wet mud or sand.
Exactly like that. Yeah, it's got that like grip kind of effect.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why is it standing vertical up there.
Me too.
Maybe it was trying to climb up or something.
Or maybe it was able to walk up walls. I don't know.
Or he kicked it. Never know.
If it were displaced in flood, that's what I was saying earlier. When ground didn't just rain from, they didn't just open windows of heaven. All ground broke up as well, and waters from under earth, and all that pressure and all that heat, and maybe they were running on what were mud at the time, and now it's set to be like rock.
Yeah, but what I love about this though, he says it's from granite. And I mean, usually they want to claim billions of years old with stuff when it's fossilized. This shows it to be false.
I watched a guy I used to watch in England, Black Sheep Researcher. He still does videos but it was going back some years. He had a bloke on, and this guy had been digging his garden up, and he found a rock in his garden with a human footprint in it. And he took it to university. And he says, as soon as Professor Woman come in, she was shaking her head straight away. And he's like, what are you shaking your head at? And she was like, well, that rock's too old for it to be a human footprint. You know what I mean? So it plays with their paradigm and the timelines. You know what I mean? So they don't like to hear these kind of things.
Yeah, exactly. Where are we? There we go. No, where were we? Is this one? There we go. Sorry. Missing Research says, I assume this was a displaced rock during the floods, but he goes through this in his work.
That's exactly what I've just said.
Yeah. Exactly. Very interesting stuff.
Which looks completely different as the bedrock of this mountain. So we got three very interesting anomalies here.
You see the toes there? The overhang. There's these toes, aren't they? Look at that.
Because I think this stuff also petrifies a lot quicker than what we're told with the globe.
Yeah.
Because they need things to be petrified in over longer periods to make it such an old Earth. Billions and billions of years old.
I watched, I think it was one of the episodes to Answers in Genesis. And they were interviewing a guy, and they were talking about coal. And this bloke was saying, coal can be formed in as quick as 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, Chuck brings up a good point. He said Greek mythology was probably based on true stories about the fallen. I was actually just talking to my daughter about that the other day. That all these Greek gods, they're actually fallen. I mean, the fallen, the angels.
Exactly.
They don't just come up with this stuff out of thin air. All this stuff comes from somewhere. It's even in academia. They tell you about when you take English, they tell you that it's probably from Bible or from Shakespeare. Most writings, and Shakespeare gets a lot of his stuff from Bible. So,
and history is written by the winners, isn't it?
Do you know what makes me laugh, right? People poo Bible, but yet we base his timeline on it, like before Christ and after Christ. If Christ weren't real, then what's going off there?
Good point.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. Look at the Greek with, let's say, Hercules, for instance. It totally explains the Nephilim. 100%. I mean,
Mhm.
was the giants that mated with the human woman, and then they have the Nephilim, and that can be seen as a half god in some mythology cultures.
Yeah, and
You
it
can
makes
see
the
what the
definition. It makes the definition, doesn't it? It says the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful. You know what I
Right.
mean? And lusted after them.
It clearly
Why make
says
that
it. It clearly
definition
says it,
if it weren't? If it wasn't, yeah, exactly. Why make that definition if it was just normal men or just? Do you know what I mean?
Well, in what scenario can normal man mate with a normal man and make a giant?
Exactly. Exactly. But you get all
Yeah.
these people who will tell you that they want angels and they want giants. That's crazy, isn't it?
But they do
But
believe that we come from an ape. So
Well, yeah.
if you go to Hebrew though, it's quite clear that it means angels.
mhm.
That's the inside ridge of the foot. Pretty incredible. So just behind me here, just at the giant footprint, it looks like some kind of offering bowl, as though they've had fire in it, or they prepare food in it, or something like that. So it does show evidence that this area has been used. It could have even been revered to sort of worship the gods, and the giant footprint is what's left of the gods as such.
Wow. See, and that makes more sense. That shows you that it's not just erosion because they got different things around. I mean, why would there be, like you're saying, the altar or whatever if it was just erosion? I mean, it's coincidence once, but another coincidence? I highly doubt it.
Yeah, it just happens to bit shape a foot and have 5 toes in it. I mean, that's some specific erosion. That
Not only that,
Very,
it has an arch.
yeah.
It literally follows a foot.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine getting stomped on by that. Yes.
I was thinking about that.
Doesn't it say there's something like 300 L's or 3,000 L's tall in Bible? You can work out how tall they are with that measurement.
I wouldn't know.
Well, if you type into Google how tall is 300 L's,
300 L's.
should tell you.
100 L's.
L's. Yellow.
Elf.
L's.
Like an elf.
No, ELS. Like L's.
L. 300 L's. It picks up as a sound barrier.
Just type in how tall is 300. I'll find it. I'll find it.
How tall is 300 L? Oh, it's double L.
Yeah, there you go.
It's 342.9 meters.
So that's how tall giants were supposed to be.
Wow,
Wow.
that's a fair. That's right.
That's
First original ones, anyway.
I mean, I used to
That's
run
the-
100-meter sprints. It's
Yeah,
like
I was about to say. I was about to say it's nearly a full lap. It's nearly a full lap of the of a track.
That's insane. So you multiply the length
Wow.
by 1,143. There we go. How tall is 3,000 L's in the Book of Enoch? 3,000 L's.
But you know, have you ever watched Mud Fossil, you university guy? If you watch him and you listen to some of the stuff he's talking about, where the body parts and that, then that can only have come from something that tall.
Book of Enoch.
Michael, where'd you get that word from? L's? Where did you learn
L's. It's in Enoch.
Oh, it's an Enoch. Okay.
There we go.
Hmm.
How tall were the pre-flood giants? This should be interesting. And I have to share that page again. As soon as I put another, once I want to change it. Okay. Myth: the giants were hundreds, if not thousands, of feet tall. How tall were these pre-flood giants really? Actually, the Book of Enoch originally probably did not say how tall the giants were. Contrary to trolls, Enoch 7.2 contains a scriptural. Let's see if it loads. We'll get back here. Not found. Okay. They conceived from them and bore to them great giants, and the giants begot Nephilim. And the Nephilim were born Elohim, and they were growing in accordance with their greatness. Bottom line is, originally the Book of Enoch very likely did not say how tall the giants were. What is the basis of the mistake? Enoch 7.2, it's known the fact that the proper names like Eliod and numbers, for example, 3,000 else, suffer the most from Scrabble copying and translating over the millennia. So they're just trying to say it could be that it was wrong. Is that what this thing's about? Revision, April 5th, 2019. If it's such a revision so late, it's probably people that don't want giants to be existed. See, because it's all about how Enoch is suffering translation and blah, 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 blah.
Rob Skiba once did a video where he showed how big people would have to be to lift them giant rocks at Baalbek. And I think he was like pictures of Arnie getting bigger and bigger. And bloke who could move them stones were massive.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Moses jumped something like 6 hours. Moses jumped something like 6 hours.
It was just terrible.
Yeah, Moses jumped something like 6 hours and cut that Achilles' heel, took the Titan Achilles. It's written in ancient text. Jumping 6 hours. He can do high jump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I never heard about that, but
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What else can we search for? I thought we were going to have so much on giants tonight.
See if you can find an audio book at Giants.
Presenting. There we go. Okay. The Book of Giants by Henry Wesham. Fall of the Giants by Ken Follett. The Book of Giants, adopted from the Dead Sea Scrolls. That should be interesting.
Yeah, that's what you want. Yeah, it's in fragments, like, I think, from what I've read.
Yeah, giants are ridiculed like the flat earth. Usually the things that are ridiculed is the ones that are truth.
That's it.
Oh, that's an evil thing there, man. Wow. Sorry,
Oof,
this is
not like that.
this damn evil. Yes, it's beyond. It's like what's not evil about this?
Flipping sixes, one eye, pyramid.
Wow.
Should we carry on?
It's,
I'm scared.
Lucy Theory's dream.
Okay.
I think it said everything right in that little logo there.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hovering over fire with the Leviathan in the back. Okay.
and an ancient tree, a tree stump.
Yep. The Book of Giants. Okay, from the Dead Sea Scrolls. I don't know what it is with this logo though, but boy.
A narrative of the fragmentary Book of Giants found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Narrated by Matthew Schmitz. The fallen angels knew the secrets of all things. At this time, sin was great on the earth. The wicked angels killed many people and begot giants with mortal women. The wicked angels consumed everything that the earth produced, the great fish, the birds in the sky, all the fruit of the earth, all.
Yeah, I just don't know if we're going to get copyright strike for this guy there. Whatever. But you can download the audiobook. Oh, Historic and Occult Wisdom, Master Collection. I think we'd rather find something else.
Yeah.
I don't feel very kosher watching this.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
all
just
for
to be
something
safe.
else.
It's just, I don't know. There's something about it that's just, oof.
Can't you just download a
Miss-
copy of Book of Giants and read it?
Yeah, we can do that. Is this?
I was going to say the missing research is asking if you've ever heard of J Dreamers for a channel.
Yeah,
I've
that's
heard of
Mel
him.
now. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
right, is
now
that what
on
you were
YouTube.
saying? Okay, got you. I missed that. Okay, I was going to say I'm subscribed to him. I've seen a few of his videos and that.
I'll subscribe.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him.
Hey, Flatso, do you have Audible?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. I know it's on that.
Yeah, it should be
I
audio.
don't know that. Chuck just said that.
You should better get a free download.
I'm all about free downloads.
Someone's trying to get in StreamYard again, I think.
I got a very good video of Chuck and uploaded it onto my channel, but they took it down. That was about
Oh, yeah.
giants.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They took it down. It was deleted?
Yeah. Got copyrighted
interesting.
for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that happens.
You guys can also present something if you want to. You don't have to let me present though.
I know how that is. It gets a little tiring, right? Or very tiring.
We should have been a bit more prepared, really.
We're gonna have some.
It was kind of off the cuff, though, wasn't it? Tonight? It caught everybody off guard as well. Flats likes to keep us on our feet.
I found a good 16-minute history channel. That was about giants, but I think you might get striked if you play that.
Yeah. Usually, yeah, it's very difficult to know what you're allowed to play or not. Sometimes you get some people that don't mind you using their content, they're like all for it. And then you get people that they go out of their way to make sure you get striked.
Yeah.
Maybe we can. Giants. Maybe we should say everything about giants. 15 real life giants that exist. And even these guys are still,
I like that top one. That's so credible.
and that's still small compared to the giants we're talking about. Like this.
Absolutely. That's just very tall.
Can you
I
play
don't know.
something if it's on mute? Like if
Yeah.
I find something? Okay.
When it comes to performance marketing,
Oh yeah. Okay, this is them talking. Some hectic.
Be tall. Large size can be a real problem for a person. It can affect your health and really decrease your life quality. Today we will show you some people that look very different from regular folk. We're talking about real life giants.
Yeah, that's also one thing that's actually interesting to bring up. even today, you still get what they consider real life giants, and yet they still come and say, "Oh, there's no such thing as giants. Giants never existed." That's really odd stuff. The unexplained giant skeletons found in the Wild West cave. In History Channel. Oh, I don't think History Channel is a good thing to show. You guys can read stuff. Now it's freezing on me. Wow. Well, it's a nice chill stream.
It is. It is. No rushing about tonight.
Yeah, what if you were a giant? What should your name be?
My name,
giant name.
Because where I'm from in Scotland, I like saying the word Gadgie, meaning guy. So I'm going to say Gadgetron.
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 Yeah. Good evening, the people who try to lie for a change. Try not to lie for a change. Hey, not one. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Terry Yokom. Is there anything that should we maybe open for the panel in the chat and ask if anybody wants to come and chat? Should we do that?
Absolutely.
Well, there's the link, guys. If you guys want to come in and talk about your thoughts on giants or anything, actually. It's kind of like we've run out of things to talk about a giant. Giant big, we small. Yeah, I would be considered probably a toenail to one of those giants we were talking about. Book of Enoch giants. I'm gonna look at it.
Okay. Are you allowed to play anything from Odyssey, or does it have to be YouTube?
Oh, Odyssey. We can probably play Odyssey. Yeah.
It's just about giants.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Let's see. I'll send it to you. How do you want me to send it?
You can put in here in private chat.
Okay.
It shows
in Element, yeah.
Or in StreamYard, just go private chat.
Oh yeah, I was thinking there was an Element tonight. We're in StreamYard. Numpty.
Yeah, Charlie, I also love this subject. Just sucks that we can't get anything to talk about it, which is really odd. I thought it's going to be like going on. That's why I said, let's start early. Hey, Missing Curve. Yay. How's it going?
Hey, how's it, man?
Good
Can
yourself.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, it's not supposed to be Missing Curve. It's supposed to be the Missing Research. But yeah, okay, cool. I probably chose the wrong email address there. Yeah. Yeah, I changed from Missing Curve to Missing Research because people thought the curve was about the shape of the Earth, but the curve was about the actual meniscus's curve, the curve of the lens. But anyways, yeah, I thought I'll hop in to firstly apologize to your guys' wives if you guys are gonna watch Daydreamers, because dude, some very, very good content on Titans, Giants, and the Plasma Apocalypse. Highly recommend.
Yeah. You want to present something from him?
Oh no, I reckon you guys in your spare time go check it out. Like I say, really, really good stuff. And Flatoid, I'm surprised you haven't heard of Michael Tellinger. Very, very good stuff, dude. We've got thousands and thousands of stone circles, ancient ruins, where Michael goes through and they actually measure. There's frequencies coming from these stone circles all over South Africa. It's insane, dude. You must check it out. Very, very interesting stuff.
Yeah, that makes you think, because I know, especially with the Tartaria kind of thing, where they say the reason they did the architecture the way they did was because of frequency.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
Also, like those quote unquote star forts that you see, they always have to do with, they're always near water.
See, what you've got to remember with first offspring at Nephilim, they were direct sons of angels, so they were passed on all secrets that angels brought from heaven.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so these stone circles that I was talking about now is they a lot of geometrical patterns and the shape of when we see sound on sand on a little platform and then they play sound, they get these geometrical shapes. A lot of these stone circles are shaped geometrically, and they're giving out frequencies, measurable frequencies. It's fascinating stuff. So definitely, guys, if you guys have time, check out Michael Tellinger's stuff. And he's all for this.
Stone ruins.
Stone ruins, and then he's all for this Ubuntu movement, where he actually ran for parliament because he wants to get rid of money. He wants to get rid of presidency. It's fascinating stuff that he does. So yeah, that might sound on the woohoo side, but on his scientific work with the ancient ruins and that all the way up to Zimbabwe, and his research on it is really really good stuff. Definitely check it out.
Wow. I actually got. Let me see if I can share this. Yeah, you can see the pictures.
Yeah, good luck running for president, but that's cool and other stuff.
Yeah. It was just the thing he was really used to seeing what would happen from that. But yeah, he's got a whole thing on his channel about the Ubuntu movement and what he's doing with that. But yeah, they've taken governments to parliament, to court, and yeah, he's done quite a lot of good work here in South Africa.
It's awesome.
Dude, you must check on Google Maps. These things are all over the place. I've marked them myself on Google Maps as well. It's really fascinating stuff. You can see them on Google Maps. They're everywhere, all over Central.
Google Earth.
What's that?
So on Google Earth, we can go and check it out.
Yeah, you can check it out. Let me get my Google Earth open, and I can get you some pinpoints.
Awesome,
While the ball's on the screen, I have a question. If there's any ballers in the comment or just later on in the chat. For these ballers, how do they explain, all these waves and these like magnetism and audio waves and microwaves and other unseen, clearly, forces that are here? How do they explain that being just being so perfect and and doing its job? And forgive my lack of words that I'm explaining it with, but basically I'm saying, how can they expect it to just still be in sync, always working, if we're spinning, wobbling, oscillating, shooting? Like, it just makes no sense. If water can't keep on a ball, what makes you think that waves, invisible waves, are going to do the same?
Exactly.
You just as opposed to chaos.
Sorry, the missing research is South African, dude. Slip right on. He says he sounds like a South African. I say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm South African. Okay.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
If I give you some coordinates, they'll be all over this place. I see. So the first coordinate would be 25 degrees, 42, 53, 87.
25 degrees. 40.
South. And
25
then
degrees.
in the
40.
east. So yeah, 25, 42, 55, 77.
42, 55,
and 77.
77.
Yeah, that's south. And then east.
South and east.
Well, let's see that. The east would be 30, 16, 35, and 13.
13 east.
If that doesn't find that, I can possibly share my screen.
Yeah, share your screen, Rod. I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay,
be much easier. You already got it bookmarked.
Okay, how do I share my screen here?
At the bottom, it says present.
Oh, yeah, got you.
There we go.
Share screen. Let's see. Sharing works best on monitor. No, share screen. Let's see. Sorry, let me just trying to figure this out here. Not screen one. No, screen 2. There we go.
There we go. Add to stream. Okay.
So, for instance, here's some stone circle ruins. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, popping up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they all over here, dude. Here's one. Yeah. Yeah, some. There's more down here. Yeah, some over here. There's some over there. There's thousands of them. Yeah, some there. And this goes on all the way down. It just doesn't stop. This, if I zoom out of here, it's like this whole part of here. There's just thousands and thousands and thousands of these stone ruins. So I've been searching for myself as well, looking around. I said ruin or tree. I'm looking around for myself. Excuse, still busy loading up here. Yeah, after I found Michael Tellinger about 3 years ago, and I was watching his stuff, and yeah, I was just looking around for myself, and I found a few that he hasn't mentioned. I'm sure he's found them already because he's been doing this for many years.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very interesting stuff, all the way up to into Zimbabwe. Yeah, I don't know.
Is he the guy?
What this is?
Is that Michael? Is it Michael Tellinger? Is he the guy? So I think I've seen one of his videos, and he presented a kind of like a big, huge kind of dragon in the side of a mountain or something, while it was in the middle of eating a fish or something like that. Is that the same guy or?
No, that's Mud Fossil
Sorry,
University.
so I'm getting confused with someone else. Oh, okay, got you.
No, Michael
got you. I'm getting
Tellinger,
confused with somebody else.
he's mostly for these stone circles. So if you guys go onto
Right.
South Africa,
Right.
more or less in this area, you'll find them all over the place. Look here, there's just these stone circles.
Okay.
But he's got videos where he goes to these locations, and they found tools. When they go to these locations, there will be no frequencies next to it, but as soon as they go over here, they'll pick up frequencies. It's insane what he's done and what he's sharing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you,
all over here.
does it have any connection to do with the constellations above? Kind of like the pyramids?
I don't think so. So I think it's got to do with the Anunnaki stories and the start of civilization and the gold mining that was happening here. So he shares the stories about that.
What is that? Tell me more about that. The Anunnaki? I've never heard of that.
The Sumerian tablets with Enki and Enlil, where Enki, I always get confused between Enki and Enlil.
Yeah, the Anunnaki was like the fallen angels.
Like
not
the
necessarily the Elohim,
Well, it was-
the powerful ones.
Yeah.
So Enlil, if I'm not mistaken, they created humanity and to slave away and mine away as a working force. It's in the Sumerian tablets, and Enlil hated humanity. He just saw humanity or the human race as a slave race. But Enki said no, he doesn't want to get rid of the humans, because Enlil wanted, when they were done with their work, Enlil said no, let's just get rid of the humans and let's leave the planet. And Enki said no, he wants to preserve the humans. So yeah, he kept a few for himself, like to the side, and looked after us and let us flourish the way we're flourishing. But as far as I understand, in these Sumerian tablets, when they were busy creating humanity, there was humans that had wrists that weren't bending, that was just these straight wrists, or humans that were created with no genitals, that couldn't pee or poo and things like that.
So
and there was all these faults. Go ahead.
So you think it was? So you think it was from that where they came sort of with the idea of evolution, kind of thing?
No, I think.
Does it come from that Zachariah Sitchin?
No, let me. There's actually a great video. I would say sharing the Enki, the Sumerian tablet story and the Enki and Enlil story in very layman's terms with great graphics and explanations. I'll see if I can find it for you guys now, and I'll post it here. Definitely give it a watch. It's fantastic stuff. It's all related to the Sumerian tablets.
I can't believe 46% out of 90 votes said giants weren't real.
Yeah, it's beyond me.
know what
Like, dude, I would say I'm not a glober, but I understand the current cosmology, and I'm learning about flat Earth now. And yeah, it's interesting, and you guys have got great arguments. And I would say, geez, you guys are putting me on the fence. But when it comes to the giant stories and the ancient written texts and all the evidence, it's like, how the fuck can you not think that this is not real?
See, and I see you've got a passion for it. And I see you've got a passion
But
for the giants.
thing is missing research. The trolls who come to flat zones aren't normal ballers. They're like, there's something wrong with them. And they don't believe out, or they'll just go against out just to make flat zone look bad. Do you know what I mean? There's no honesty in them polls whatsoever.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
It's really
at
gross.
least
I
you
love
said,
what you guys do.
at least you said, at least you said you're on the, we've put you on the fence, and that's good. That's honesty.
Yeah. No, I think you guys are doing a great job. You guys are sharing very good information, good evidence, and yeah, it makes me question what the fuck, what was I taught as a kid. So yeah, I appreciate what you guys are doing, big time.
I appreciate your support.
See, we were taught at a young age, missing Kev, not to question things and just agree with what they tell you. You know, trying to stop free thinking.
Hey, Flatzo, did you get the link?
I started.
Yeah, I got the link up.
Cool.
Yeah, I put it into the private chat. Yeah, I don't know where you guys want me to share it. I put the Anunnaki. It's a little Anunnaki movie. It's 2 hours long, but definitely, guys, go watch it. Go give it a watch. It's good stuff. Great narrator as well.
Well, maybe we can do a stream with it because I mean it is quite long.
Yeah, go for it. If you guys want to do it now.
Yeah, we can just start the beginning. Our power's going off in an hour. Let's see. I'm going to share it. We can maybe start a bit, but we can do an actual stream on it maybe sometime. Because I think the Anunnaki is also quite an interesting subject.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Because a lot of the you get ancient civilizations which believe the Anunnaki literally came and gave the people knowledge on how to, let's say, create fire, and gave them weapons and everything.
That's where Christianity. This all comes from the Sumerian tablets, where Christianity comes from. Where all these religions come from, all the main religions that we know.
I think it's just another account fallen angels.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. It's very
basically
tied in with it.
100%. It's good stuff.
The ancient Sumerian tablets describe the stories of the gods, their adventures, deeds, and battles, leading to the creation of the heavens, the earth, and humanity. Many of these stories are interpreted to be describing planets and the formation of the early solar system. And in many ways, the theories appear to add up. However, as the tablet stories continue on, they are read in a different way, as if these gods were not deities at all, but physical beings who came to the earth and were involved in human history.
I see, that's what I'm saying. That's what the Anunnaki kind of, they saw them as they came and gave everybody knowledge on how to live and whatever.
Yeah,
it's almost like scientism. If you guys think about it with the Scientology, I mean, they believe that.
One account I've heard is they come from Nibiru, Planet X, or whatever you want to call it.
Nibiru, yeah.
Yeah, Nibiru. That's it.
Yeah, so these sort of stories or these sort of videos look past the shape of the earth and just listen to what's being presented. You do with the shape of the earth or where they come from. You do with that what you want, but yeah. Do with the information what you want. But it's really good information, and it breaks down the Sumerian tablets quite well.
Yeah.
Music, flat as I don't like music.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's just it's so much more dramatic. Still music. Oh,
Oh,
spirit science.
spirit science.
Yeah, whatever. Still music, okay.
Got a bit of that Kundalini
Yeah, it's
knocking
probably just
about
the
in there.
Yeah, it's probably the Sumerian epic.
Yeah, I think they're talking about Enki and all the, if I'm not mistaken, the
Yeah.
flood. They talk about the flood.
When we're looking into the stories and interpretations of the Sumerian tablets, there comes a point when we have to change our perspective as to the nature of who or what these gods were. For so long now, we've been observing the interpretations where these deities are essentially a storytelling method to explain the creation of our solar system in the form of planets. The electric universe and the Nibiru theory covers a few different possibilities.
Say that Nibiru. Just like you said, Michael.
Yeah.
Nibiru, yeah.
I used to like look into that a bit back in there. I even thought I could see it once with my telescope light, but I think I was just tripping or something.
What?
Could have transpired. However, as we look to the continuation of these stories, we begin to see the interpretations change. Looking at the Enuma Elish and a wide number of other Sumerian tablet stories, we see these gods interpreted as if they were actual physical beings who are believed to have played a part in the creation of humanity. This is one of the many reasons that interpreting the tablets are strange, and why historians may often choose to perceive the entire thing as a series of metaphors instead. In the main interpretation that came from Sitchin, he believed that these beings came from the planet Nibiru.
Yeah, and they rode on the Enterprise.
I knew it was Zachariah Sitchin.
Yeah, there we go. Zachariah Sitchin, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, this is like a 2.5 hour video.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
It gets
2
to
hours
the
and
meaty,
8.
yeah, it gets to the meaty stuff quite deep into it, and where they talk about the laboratory and where he was messing with DNA, and yeah, basically creating the humans.
I think it's Zachariah Sitchin's twist on what we're going off back in Genesis 6.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like,
could be.
I mean, in the Bible,
they're very much accurate accounts of what we're going off back then. I just think that Zachariah Sitchin's added this Nibiru business to it, like.
Yeah, but you'll hear when you watch this where there's another deity that takes the rib from Enki, which is now supposed to be the god, where Enki was hit or something happened to Enki, and then they took Enki's rib to fix Enki himself, but then there was other beings that came from that rib. So it's all tied into the Adam and Eve story as well. It's really it's a great little video. Good stuff.
However, other scholars who also interpret these gods as beings sometimes forego the conversation of Nibiru entirely and suggest instead that they simply came from somewhere else, such as the Pleiades, which are written about quite commonly in the tablets. Keep this in mind as we move forward, because while we'll be focusing on the general interpretations here, there are tons of variations and ideas about how this could have played out. Going back to the Enuma Elish, it ends with Enki, or Ea, creating humanity because Marduk commissioned it so. In other Sumerian stories, we find a similar description, except it is Enlil in the place of Marduk, because Marduk replaced Enlil in the Babylonian version. Enlil and Marduk are very similar though. They are both considered the supreme leaders of the Anunnaki. The only main difference is that Marduk is Enki's son, and Enlil is Enki's half-brother. But herein we find perhaps one of the biggest criticisms of Sitchin's work. Sometimes Ea or Enki appears as a planet, and
appears as a planet. So I wonder who actually translated the Sumerian tablets there.
Well, there's another guy who I watch called Trey Smith. He's a bit strange, does weird things with his hands and that, like, but he covers these tablets as well. He has a different version to this.
Yeah, that's also one thing I've heard.
It's hard to explain that people watching it. If I get linked for that video, I'll you can post it in chat. To
I
add
want
to
to know what it does
explain,
with humans.
Spatiality, yeah, it's definitely in a space violation vacuum. But I've even heard some flat earthers quote that it's just from the lands beyond. That's where the Anunnaki come from. That's what I've heard. The blue people, as they like to call them. I don't know if you heard that name. They call them the blue people.
Yeah, so
Well,
Jay Dreamers actually talks about that as well.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
people
well,
from my town. We're freezing up
all
there.
Indian gods were blue, weren't they? You know,
Apparently,
like
Yeah, that's true. That's
Vishnu
true.
and all them things like, and
Yeah,
they were
that's
supposed
right.
to be flying around in craft, and they had like weapons of mass destruction and stuff like that.
Like Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah, Vishnu, Krishna, all them. Yeah, they were all blue.
And other times he seems to be a flesh and blood deity. It can be very confusing, and it's up to all of us to explore the possibilities. Now, I suppose it doesn't really matter if we're looking at the entire story as an allegory, but observing it as actual historical events can definitely cause confusion in this regard. So for the sake of telling the story, we'll be using the name Ea to explain.
Blue folks just need more O2. That's true.
Well, they need to get rid of Mondays.
Oh yeah. Any God believe we're ready in February.
That's madness.
I can't believe it.
That is mental.
Yeah.
Express the planet, and Enki to describe the physical being. Just be aware that if you look these up online, you will find many places where their names overlap with each other in the mythologies. To that end, most of the deities you'll find have multiple names anyways. Enki is also known as Enkig, Nidamud, and Ninsaku throughout the various tellings. And as we previously described, he was the god of water, mischief, crafts, wisdom, and creation. Enlil.
Yeah, that's why if you see a lot of things, they actually see these gods as like I would have put it. That's why even the Book of Enoch said the angels came and they gave these people how to till the land. This gave these people how to war. That's what they say. This is also ties very close with how this is related.
I think they actually mentioned that in this video as well, where they were taught the weapons and things like that.
Yeah.
His brother, on the other hand, was known as Elil and Nunamnir, and he was the Sumerian god of the air, and was more powerful than any other elemental deity, eventually being worshipped as the king.
Sorry? You're roboting, mate.
Yeah, cutting out, Michael.
Yeah, I have no idea what Michael just said.
No, mate. No.
Nope. Still nothing.
Can you not hear?
Of the gods.
Now we can hear you.
I can hear you now. No, we can't.
Nothing.
See, I'm logging as well, I think.
Yeah, Charlie, go watch out for New Age garbage. And I definitely agree. There's a lot of New Age being pushed out everywhere.
He was also the son of Anu, and together, the three of them formed a triad which governed the heavens, earth, and underworld, or alternatively, the universe, sky and atmosphere, and the earth itself. After Anu, Enlil was the most powerful of the Mesopotamian gods, keeper of the Tablet of Destinies, which contained the fates of both gods and humans. But in that case, who was Anu, and what were the Anunnaki? That's a great question, but before we can answer it, we're going to have to look at another question first.
Great.
Let's do the time warp.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry.
No, I know they're gonna do this back and forth, but dude, they go in great detail. It's really a good video. This, but that's why I said it might not be stream material, but it's definitely something. If you guys have got 2 hours of time, go watch this.
Just go through and go watch. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Thanks, Jeff, for coming. Glad you could make it. Thank you. Yeah, I think because it's not really part of what our topic was now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would stick to the giant stuff. Like I was just saying that it ties in. You were asking about the stone circle, so I said the Anunnaki story, and then you guys asked me about that, and I'm still rusty on it. But the Anunnaki story, this video will explain it in a very, I would say, in a layman's terms, or a reasonably understandable term of who the Anunnaki were and where humanity started. It's a great video to start off with, and then you can go dig into the text yourself and then match everything up. It's really good stuff.
Well, the Giants. This was from Chuck Middleton and his Odyssey. Chucky, it's his other channel. Oh, it won't let him in. I didn't know Michael was out. Sorry, Michael, you're back.
Sorry, I had to drop out because I couldn't. You were live roboting and moving right fast and that.
Okay, so let's watch this.
3, 5, 4, 4, onward and downward.
There you go.
There you go.
Yo, look at that size difference of the jacket.
Plateauid. Plateauid. They show us all the time like this with the athletes.
Yeah.
Those are giants.
Yeah.
How can you not believe in them if they're showing you every single day?
Yeah, it's straight in your face. No, that's the thing. That's what I said. They wouldn't believe this even if it's right in front of them. But they will believe something like nonsense of evolution stuff that they can't see.
Wow.
That's right.
Even though there's no link to evolution. Yeah.
Will you post that link in your YouTube chat? That Trey Smith video I was on about. Missing link, if you want to watch it as well, you might find it interesting.
Yeah, were you guys posting it?
I put it in
a private chat in StreamYard.
And I stuck it in the actual chat.
Sweet.
It's a bit weird and he does weird things with his hands, but his info is good.
As long as he's in first, that's what counts.
Extremely well at 7'3", running the floor fluidly when fully motivated. He's light on his feet. Here, creating an open 3 in transition with an agile rhythm. He can sprint back in the open floor as well.
Can you press full screen?
Sorry?
Can you press full screen on the just on the small one? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there, Catherine. I think it's gonna. There we go. Yeah. That's one thing. The Masons love their ring.
Yeah, but that Robert Waldlow, that giant dude, he was a Mason as well.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of the guys, you'll be surprised, the Masons.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually become famous because they become a Mason.
Correct.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Because missing research, I don't know if you know, like Nelson Mandela was a 33-degree It was a Knight of Malta.
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. Actually, I think I can find a photo quickly.
I know he was a terrorist.
My father, when he did VIP protection, he would still do VIP protection for him at that stage.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I found out.
The bloke died twice in my life.
Oh, did you have the Mandela effect?
Yeah. I thought he was dead for years, and then all of a sudden he was getting released from prison, and I was like, I thought he was dead.
Don't you think it could be maybe misleaked information? They released that he died, and they weren't supposed to release that he died? Because I
it was weird though, because it was weird though, because I think George Bush said something about him being dead when he weren't, and they were like a big to do about it.
Mm-hmm. One thing I want to know is how can a bishop, supposed to be a man of God, can be a Knight of Malta?
Is that Desmond Tutu?
Yeah,
I could tell you. Yeah,
well,
because their religions are all the same. Like Missing Curve was saying. Only one thing I do have, just to say about that is that Christianity wouldn't fall into there. That's why they're trying to get rid of Christianity, because it's not a religion. But all the other ones, Catholicism and all those other ones, because they're also, they're part of the club. It was created by them.
Yep.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because I remember these. This is like Knight of Malta. Okay.
Yeah, and any Christian pastor that's going to be hanging out with these elites, definitely part of the club too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at the size.
Wow. That's crazy size, isn't it?
And these are the short giants.
Yeah, these are the tall ones, right?
Exactly.
I'm just gonna mute. I'm just scared of the music.
Yeah, we're looking at like what, 7 foot or something like that.
Wow,
7.5 foot.
Yes.
That one might be 8.
Yeah, he's quite huge. Oh, and now that's to buffer. Can you believe it?
That's the thing with the Odyssey and those other.
No, it's not just Odyssey. It's usually when I stream, like the whole night, it's been perfect. Now all of a sudden.
Yeah, I just wanted to add as well with the Giants and the Titans. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Achilles tendon that we have in our foot, just behind the ankle, that little piece of tendon at the back of your foot. Apparently, the name comes from when Moses jumped. It's written in the text where he either jumped 6 or 10 ells. He jumped up into the air and he swiped his sword and he hit the Titan Achilles. He hit him in the ankle or in his foot to bring him down. And because when your Achilles tendon snaps, you can't stand. You actually fall down. So they took down Achilles by Moses jumped up and swung his sword and took down Achilles that way. And then ever since then, they called it the Achilles tendon.
What book was that from?
So he had to jump an L's eye in order
to actually hit his tendon. Yeah. So I will see if I can find that information
to cover that,
for you.
Jump that eye.
Yeah. So I'll get the information. I can send it through to you. I can't remember it off by heart now. But yeah, it's interesting stuff. It's also all in ancient texts where they took down Achilles. And yeah, they actually do a little bit of drawings as well where they show how they possibly did it, where they tie down the Titan and things like that. But yeah, it's written in text, which is very interesting. And that's where the Achilles tendon gets its name from.
Okay.
I didn't know Shaq.
When did he do it?
I don't know.
Wow. Uh, but that's what I say. Even animals and stuff, it's really plausible that they were really bigger that time.
Yeah, like the giant locusts,
Yeah.
dragonflies that we find.
Right, so they do the
That's what I mean.
concentration of the air.
Yeah.
I think in the end times when the signs
Like-
become real again, because right now we live by faith, we don't live by sight. And that also goes to what we actually literally see. We don't see signs right now. Back then they did. You know, they saw the miracles, they saw the healings, they saw the giants, they saw the sky open. They just saw these things. Right now we don't see that. We live by faith. So when the time comes again, the end times, and the signs start to appear, you know, I really think these animals that we're talking about, these giant animals and these giant creatures and these hybrids and whatnot, dragons, I think they're all going to start to show again, because, you know, right now the Holy Spirit is withholding, the Bible says. But there's going to time when it will be taken out, you know, and then all literally, like the term, the saying says, all hell will break loose.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, look at that.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot of it's dismissed as fake, but I don't. Yeah, maybe some of it is, but I don't think all of it is. It's impossible that all of it is. In my opinion, it's impossible that all of it is.
These are those little nuggets that they like to show us.
You can't get away from these old newspaper clippings, though, can you? I mean, they're without a shadow of doubt real newspaper clippings.
There you go.
I mean, you obviously get hoaxes in between, but that doesn't make everything.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. What's your guys' thoughts on that black
They like to flood it.
The black
with-
goo.
Yeah.
They like to flood truth with some fake stuff, and then it makes none of it look true.
Yeah. The black goo, it actually symbolizes evil. So it's like, how can I put it? Especially that you've seen a lot of the people are starting to use black goo everywhere.
No, I'm talking about that black goo that like takes over that crab. I've seen that video.
That.
Black goo.
Maybe I can get it up for everybody.
I don't know. I don't know much about. I've just seen the video and it's like, wow, this looks interesting. And I searched it now. I see that magnetic glue, but this seems more like organic.
Yeah, the ferromatic.
I like programmable matter.
No, yeah. So I posted the link in the chat here in Streamlabs. StreamYard.
Cool.
That one. I don't know if this is real. It looks pretty real. I don't know if you guys know anything about it.
Check it out. Oh, just gonna put the music over. Okay. Present.
Once again, it's off Giants. My bad.
Tonight's anyway all over the place, so don't stress.
Yeah.
I think I made up for bringing up some new content.
Absolutely.
Black goo versus a crab, 2022. Come on, why'd you buffer so much?
Just go back like 5 seconds.
All this stuff's related, really, like, because
was it like a slug?
It looks like a slug sort of thing, yeah. But I don't know, because this thing they chop it up and it just like still carries on. It's very weird.
Like venom.
I saw one of those.
Yeah, it's like venom.
I saw one of those. I got Topanga Canyon Beach out here in California. I had it recorded, and we were just walking on the coast, and my older daughter pointed it out, and I was like, ugh, and that thing started moving, and it was a slug though. This was, let's see, yeah, it looked like.
Check this thing out though.
Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it is. You're gonna see what goes on there. It's crazy, dude.
And it's just taking on a crab. You'd think it would try to avoid it.
But look, it's totally covering up.
I don't know if it's this video where they actually take the knife and they try to scrape this thing away.
No, it's
Oh
not
no, it's
this
not this
one.
video. But there's another one where they try to scrape it away and it seems to not be phased by it. It's very weird.
Black goo.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's an alien film, isn't it? Black Goo.
Black goo explained.
And then there's a guy on Instagram called Sibs on Insta. Also great content on Instagram where he shares photos of giants and titans, rocks,
Yeah.
and things like that. Good stuff as well.
Yeah, here we go. Mysterious black goo that bonds to hosts was found in Egypt.
Like the movie Lucy. Have you guys watched Lucy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like that end part of Lucy.
Yeah, where she sits there and it starts going.
She becomes black goo.
Yeah. Wow.
So they're supposed to find one of these sarcophaguses, aren't they, in Egypt?
Oh yeah, this is the one where they talk
Is it
about the
Osiris or something like
paintings.
Can they talk about
Yeah,
that?
the black material apparently.
It's a long time ago, this, like.
Individual was a priest to the sun god Amun. Instead, he passed away almost 3,000 years ago. After this, he was placed into a large wooden coffin and had the black goo poured over him. Archaeologists had noticed that this substance was used on various mummies and also artifacts, and so they decided to conduct a variety of tests to find out more about it. The British Museum was able to find out more about this substance and what its exact purpose was. It's reported that researchers in the area were able to collect over 100 samples of this black goo.
But I wonder where the black goo came from, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden there's just the black goo now. It wasn't like it was just there all the time. It just came out of nowhere.
Saying that some of these samples were vaporized in a process called gas chromatography. After this, they were placed through a tube, which helped separate the molecules. Dr. Kate Fulcher, research assistant in the museum's Department of Scientific Research, said the following about the experiment. We discovered that the goo
This
is
is a
made of a
voice that'll put you
combination
to
of plant
sleep.
oil.
I just wanted to hear what he says about the goo quickly. Let's quickly hear what he says.
We discovered that the goo is made of a combination of plant oil, animal
His
fat,
voice is
tree
like
resin, beeswax,
Tamazipan.
and bitumen, which is a solid crude oil.
Sounds like a crude oil kind of thing. Okay. Very interesting.
And then, are you guys aware of the other stories of Noah's Ark, where there was the great Titan that was next to the Ark with Moses? Was it with Noah? And Noah was feeding this Titan and saying, "Listen, yeah, look after us, and we'll give you food." I don't know if you guys know about that story.
No, I don't know.
Let me see if I can find the.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's written in old legends as well. Let me just see if I can find the actual story. But yeah, there's a Titan. I can't remember his name now. I'll get it for you now. Hold on, give me a sec.
Plague involved customs or rescue. Yeah. To be honest, I am quite tired.
Yeah, it is getting late. I see my wife's gone to bed already.
Yeah, usually I climb in a bit. My wife's fast asleep.
I'll get that information for you as well. But there's the story of I think, oh man, I'm gonna lie if I give you his name now. Anyways, there's a story of where Noah, with this great flood, because the flood was to get rid of the titans and the giants and all the corruption in the world. But there was this one titan that stuck with Noah, and he was keeping the ark steady, and Noah was feeding him and things like that. And that is one of the titans that survived and then died of old age eventually. But yeah, I'll see if I can find the story for you. I'm talking way back when I was reading these things and saving all this information. But yeah, it's good stuff and interesting, and it's in a lot of legends as well.
Cool.
Charlie, go. What's going on?
We got someone in the chat just basically just opposing biblical beliefs. Is really it, I think. She's trying to contend for the faith.
I don't know. I think it's important to read everyone's perspective and everyone's story.
I think it's okay to consider it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking into it, but when you're it looks like someone's kind of just crossing the line a little bit, saying it's man-made and stuff. You got to respect someone else's beliefs. If that's what they believe, that's what they believe. You don't got to tell them it's a fairy tale.
It's a classic thing, though, isn't it? Bible were written by a man. Well, Bible never claims to be written by God. If you bother to read Bible, you'd know that.
It's just inspired by God.
I think they say it was inspired in the 1600s.
Who wrote Genesis? Who wrote? Yeah. But who wrote Genesis? Who wrote Deuteronomy? Who wrote Numbers? Moses, so is Moses God? No. So God didn't write it then, did he?
Nope.
Yeah, something about King James in the 1600s where it was divinely inspired to be rewritten or retranslated or something like that.
With Francis Bacon.
I like bacon.
Yeah, it was with Francis.
I've had bacon for my tea. Bacon and sausages.
I'm getting hungry.
Francis Bacon or something that was commissioned through the Catholic Church to go and rewrite the Bible, kind of thing, translate it. And that's
It's I think it's just awesome that we have a manuscript. That's what we have to remember. That's what it is. It's a script written by you, man. It's a manuscript. It's not literally God's word, because then, I believe it's the word of God, but it's not God. You can't idolize these, translations and versions. It's okay to read a variety of different ones, and of course pray and let the Lord Jesus lead you, and just put everything together and see what we come up with.
That Bible's not going to save you.
No. What saves you is the Bible says that you have to believe and trust in Jesus Christ. That's what saves you, is the gospel of Jesus Christ.
That's actually what I said. One thing that made me think now. I don't know if you guys ever watched like that old Left Behind movies.
Mm-hmm.
And when the demons come and then they attack, and the people pick up a Bible, and then all of a sudden the demons like. It's like the Bible has the power. No, the Bible does not going to do anything.
Yeah, I was brought up Christian, but I was brought up Christian and all that, and only recently I'm not going to say I've converted, but I've started expanding my thoughts, and I lean a lot towards the Hinduism and Buddhism. It resonates a lot with me, and reading what they talk about and the way they explain things. And there's another guy, Alan Watts, that I listen to, and I think he's fantastic. And he explains Jesus's explanation, or the explanation of Jesus and who he was and how he came to be. It's fascinating stuff. And he was basically an enlightened being, but basically like a Buddha. It's good alternative understanding of what's actually going on.
Yeah, mission curve. You know, if you said that's what resonates with you and that's for you, that's okay. You know, because not everyone is a child of God. Not everyone is part of the adopted family of Jesus Christ, and that's where you find yourself, and that's okay, man. You know, because like you said, you grew up Christian, and you went that way, and that's what you want to choose, and go for it. You know, and over here, I choose Jesus Christ. I'm gonna follow Him. You know, forever, and it's what I believe. That's it.
So I do
And
follow
I
him.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I do follow him. I believe his writings in the Bible are true. I just think the way it was explained to me as a kid.
Yeah. You see, that's
the way I
unfortunate.
understood it. Yeah.
For me too, and I'm learning that we were all, not only just with the globe, we were all indoctrinated with religions, and unfortunately even crept into the churches. The Bible talks about, you know, men who crept unawares into the body of Christ, you know, not literally, but meaning the teachings where they were all explaining this stuff. You got wolves in there teaching lies, because why? They just hate God, and excuse me, and unfortunately that goes into the churches to today. They're telling you that I'm not going to go into detail, but I will say, you know, that they are teaching, so they're not rightly dividing the word is the best way to explain it, which means
Correct.
that God has dispensed instructions and information and different types of faith in different periods of time. You know, back then it was by faith, meaning they had to do something, and they heard God and they acted on it by faith. Us, it's by grace through faith. We have the faith because of what Jesus Christ did for us. Our faith is solely on Him. You know, it doesn't mean you get to go out there and do whatever you want. I'm just talking about faith alone in Jesus Christ, and that's, you know, that's what I believe. And unfortunately, the churches, they don't teach about right division. They give you the gospel and they say, you know, and if you really are saved, you're doing these things, you're doing these good things, and you're not cussing no more. You're not having these thoughts. No, that's not true. That's not true, because that means that we had a part of our salvation, which we didn't. God decided to save us. You know, we trusted that God did everything, and that's where our faith comes from, because it's so almost impossible. It's like, that's it. That's all I got to do. You know, it's like, yeah. But unfortunately, this is not what you're being taught in church.
Yeah.
So
it's an interesting topic. Very, very
yeah,
interesting topic.
absolutely. I would love to talk to you more about it anytime. And
yeah,
like I said, people have different avenues that they go through, and that's okay.
One of the things I've noticed, I mean, I'm a new believer. I'm only a believer of 5 years. I've spent all my life being a God hater. I just see attack everywhere. There's always an attack on Jesus. It's like every film you watch, using Jesus Christ as a swear word. I mean, it's crazy.
That's right. And you know, that's also evident. You know, you don't hear, you know, oh my, you know, and then they slip in the name of another deity.
You don't hear like Buddha being used as a swear word. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good point. Hey, you know, Hollywood, they're against it. You know, they're against the Bible, against Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is God. He is the Father, and the Father is the invisible Spirit, right? Because no one has seen the Father, and this is something the church doesn't teach you. They teach that there's three up there. No, there's one. Yeah. All throughout the Bible, it says there's one God, one God, one God. Jesus says before Abraham was, I am, not we are. You know, and you're just not going to learn this. So I just encourage everyone, right division.
And then go to Old Testament and see how many times when God's talking to man that he starts that I am. You know, it's like,
yeah.
I think this is something we must definitely chat about it in the future. Obviously in a stream or that's dedicated to it, or a private chat or something. Because I love learning about these sort of things.
Absolutely, and I didn't catch your name, friend. What was your name?
My personal name.
Did you just go by Mission Curve?
Hey, yeah, let's go. It's actually Missing Research. I don't know why it popped up as Missing Curve on here now.
Missing Research.
But
no
yeah, I'll give you my personal details in private.
All good, no worries.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone's wondering, you know, I said before, I'm Sergio. I'm not. My name's not Better Than Gold. Better Than Gold it comes from the Bible. It comes from the Bible, which is the wisdom and knowledge and love and salvation of God. It's better than gold.
Definitely.
That's it. Absolutely.
Yes, guys, I think we're gonna about end it here, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Because the power's almost gonna go off anyway.
And we derailed a bit.
So, guys, we did try and do giants, but I think it's giants and stuff.
No, we did. We did
So-
some good giant stuff. No, we did some good stuff.
I think the proof's there. If you don't mind, with Flatzoid, I'm definitely going to pull a little bit of this here and a little there, put a sample together, and give you a shout out and put it on my channel. Because there was some good giant stuff.
Yeah, I just got an email from Greg Hart. Sent me giants in the sky. I just see clouds there. Okay.
But yeah,
Thank you for
before
that
you
email.
go, dude, definitely go check out Michael Tellinger's stuff, especially as a local South African. Check his stuff
Yeah,
out.
right.
Very, very good. And for the rest of you guys as well, check his work out. It's really, really amazing, fascinating stuff. And then about Titans and the plasma apocalypse and things like that, Jade Dreamers has also got fantastic content which you can cross-reference. You can go research it yourself. He just goes into in-depth stuff, but yeah, you can go double check the work he's doing yourself, and you'll see what he's presenting is not out of his head. It's well, he interprets it his way, but you can go check it out for yourself as well. Good work, great stuff.
Yeah. Definitely want to say, guys, you've got 110 votes for the thing, and it's 50-50.
Oh, really?
Giants real. 50% yes, 50% no. So 55 people believe giants aren't real. Probably that's really odd. But yeah, I just want to say thanks, guys.
I don't expect ballers we deal with to believe in giants.
No, they'll rather believe a guy that's doesn't have documentation to exist, like Aristophanes. No, he measured the earth, but they show me the documentation never existed.
Nice.
But giants, you can show literally everything.
He was actually using 2 titan femur bones for his sticks.
So yeah. So I'm going to say night for you guys. Thanks all for coming. Thanks everybody in chat. It's good to see you guys. Tomorrow night, we still got to work out a topic. So so I'll put a topic poll up tomorrow that we can all vote and see what you want to do. It's very, very appreciated you guys having you guys in here to chat tonight. It really made it much more exciting. Imagine just me sitting here alone trying to think about what to say. It would be difficult. Like I said, giant big, we small, and then my stream would have been done. So yeah, thanks all for coming. Thanks everybody. Really appreciate you all for being here. And then yeah, till tomorrow night. I just want to say a lot of blessings and may the pressure be with you. Okay, it doesn't want to work. So, bye guys.